Hello students, this is the second video for chapter directing. So in this chapter we will go through the next element of directing, and that is leadership. Now what exactly leadership is? See, leadership means it is the quality of a person to influence the people or subordinates and to motivate them for a common goal. So that is leadership. हमने देखा है हिस्ट्री में कि हाउ लीडर्स आर इम्पोर्टेंट एंड जिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के या किसी भी कंपनी के लीडर्स जब बहुत बढ़िया होते हैं दैन दैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन दैट कंपनी विल ऑलवेज ग्रो एंड ऑलवेज एक्सपेंड द बिजनेस. सो दैट एक्जैक्टली लीडरशिप इज़. यहाँ एक डेफिनेशन मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा. यहाँ पे एक डेफिनेशन देख रखी है जॉर्ज टेरी ने, दैट लीडरशिप इज़ एन एक्टिविटी ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंसिंग people to strive willingly for group objectives. Yes, in management is a group activity, and in every organization the people are working in a group. Now you see the needs and the background and the urge of the different subordinates and different peoples are different in nature. So leadership is a quality to influence the individuals other than their needs, to influence the individuals and influence the group together for achievement of a common goal. So leadership is a quality. It's given here, the line given here, that it indicates the ability of an individual to maintain good interpersonal relations with followers and motivate them to contribute for achieving organizational goals. Yes, so it is a quality to influence the people, and yes, to motivate them and to make them to achieve the organizational goals. That what exactly leadership is. Now let us examine the feature of leadership. Leadership indicates the ability of the individual to influence others. Okay, leadership is not an easy thing. Okay, एक किसी भी इंसान में ऐसी क्वालिटी होना कि वो जब लाखों की भीड़ को या एक ग्रुप को इन्फ्लुएंस कर सके एक कॉमन गोल के लिए. सो दैट एक्जैक्टली व्हाट वी से लीडरशिप इज. इसके बाद हम बात करें लीडरशिप ट्राइज टू ब्रिंग अ चेंज इन द बिहेवियर ऑफ अदर्स. व्हाट एक्जैक्टली लीडरशिप का मतलब होता है इन्फ्लुएंस करना. सो बाय इन्फ्लुएंसिंग द पीपल वी कैन ऑल्सो ब्रिंग द चेंज इन द बिहेवियर, एंड वी can say directly that we can change the negative attitude into positive attitude, and the behavior will be towards the achievement of organizational goals. So yes, it tries to bring the change in behavior of others. It indicates the interpersonal relationship between the leaders and followers. Yes, we already studied that. And next one is leadership is exercised to achieve common goals for the organization. ठीक है, leadership, why the leadership is so much important? Because to influence the people and to motivate them to achieve a common goal, and this common goal is the organizational goal if we talk about the organization and management. And leadership is a continuous process, as management is a continuous process and leadership is an important part of management, so it is a continued process. So that is the leadership. Now we will see why leadership is so much important. You know it very well that a leader is a person who is in spirit to do something challengeable, to do something creative, or to take some initiative. So let's see why leadership is so much important in case of organization. So it's in this picture you can understand that effective leadership is getting work done and tasks completed on the time and goals achieved in the minimum course. I want to say something on this. See, it's not necessary that a manager can be a leader, but a leader can be a manager every time. लीडर ये कहता है कि आओ सब साथ मिल के काम करते हैं, लेट्स do the work, and manager say do the work. Okay, manager only orders the thing and leader actually lead the people to do that work. So that is leadership. Now let's see what are the important points of leadership. First one, leadership influence the behavior of the people and make them positively contribute. And we already discussed that it changes the negative attitude of workers into positive attitude. So they will move their energy and they will use their energy for the benefit of organization. And the good leaders always produce good results and through their followers by influencing them positively. A leader maintains personal relations. So this is very important thing. A leader is the person who maintains the personal relationship with the follower, which will really help to boost up the confidence and boost up the morale of the employees and morale of the subordinates. Okay, and if the person is influencing others and if the person can motivate, it also helps to bring the changes which are required in the organization. Okay, when he pursued the things, the resistance of followers will be reduced because he know how to motivate and how to influence them for the required changes. It handles the leader also handle the conflicts. Yes, okay. Leader is the person who handles the conflicts between the workers. Okay, जो workers में conflicts होते हैं on the day-to-day basis. Maybe the reason, maybe with so many reasons. So a leader is a person who always, you know, look for the conflicts and always handles the conflicts between the workers. And a leader also provide training to the subordinates, because a leader is a skillful person. He possesses some knowledge and he can use this knowledge to train the followers for the particular situation or particular activity. Now let's see what are the various physical quality, what are the qualities of a good leader. So a leader should possess some qualities because he is a leader. Okay, there are some common traits, so कुछ common qualities होती है, but yes, if you want to approach for a leadership, he must possess some certain qualities which led him or which makes him a good leader. So what are the qualities? Let us see what are the qualities of a good leader. First one is physical features. Okay, a healthy physical feature like height, weight. So you know what a physical features is something, because it is the first impression of any person, because the first thing we noticed is the physical feature. So a good height, a good appearance, and yes, a good healthy body is one of the feature of a good leader, because if the person is not healthy, he cannot work for a longer time. So a healthy body and a good physique always inspires followers to work with the same tempo. Next one, knowledge. Yes, a leader must have required knowledge of the particular field, and he must possess the knowledge for the particular activity of which he is going to process the leadership, and he going to process the leadership activity. And next one is integrity. Now high levels of integrity and honesty. A leader must be honest, and by this honesty and integrity, he should act as a role model, or he must be a role model for the followers. That's why the followers will be get influenced by him if he's having the honest, and if he's a honest and if he's an integrated person. Initiative. Yes, पहल क्षमता जिसे हम बोलते हैं. He must have courage and initiative. If the leader is having initiative quality and having courage, the followers will do the same. The followers will definitely follow him for the future and for the situations. Communication skills. Yes, we know that communication is a base of everything. A leader must be a good communicator. He should be a good communicator. He must having capacity to clearly exchange the ideas and clearly exchange the information and clearly explains his ideas and information to the followers. So he must be a good communicator. Next one is motivation skills. He should know how to motivate the person. Okay, he should understand the needs. He should understand the phenomena of the followers' mind, and he should use the skills to motivate the followers. And self-confidence is the key of everything, is the key of success. He must possess high level of confidence, because if he is not confident, if he is losing confidence, he cannot influence the followers at any cost. So these are the various and yes, next one is decisiveness. Decisiveness means he should be firm on his decision. Okay, he should not change his decision frequently by any other influence. So he must be firm and stable on his decision. That's what we say is decisiveness. Okay, and next one is social skills. Okay, social skills like friendliness, sociable. Okay, how to communicate with the society, how to communicate with the persons, and so this kind of social skills he must have. So these are some of the qualities which a leader must possess to influence the followers. Okay, so these are the things. Okay, now the thing is not given here that what are the various type of leadership style. Okay, I think this is not given over here. Let us search leadership style. Okay, the leadership style is okay. Now we will discuss the other element of communication. Okay, before discussing this, I want to discuss the 3 points of leadership, the 3 type of leadership style. Those 3 type of leadership style which we follow in the organization is, one is the first one is autocratic. It means the leader leader will not involve any of the follower. He will take his own decision, जिसको अपन बोलते हैं dictatorship बोल सकते हैं, तानाशाही बोल सकते हैं, कि he will only look for his own decision. That type of leadership style is known as autocratic type of leadership style. Next one is democratic or participative, in which the followers are allowed to participate in the decision making and in any other activities. And next one is laissez-faire or free reign. Free rein is a type of leadership style in which the leader will provide all the essential resources for doing the activities and to do the management activities. He will not interfere until he feel the need of it. Okay, वो तब तक उसमें इंटरफेयर नहीं करेगा जब तब तक उसकी नीड महसूस नहीं होती. एंड दैट टाइप ऑफ नॉन इज फ्री रेन टाइप ऑफ लीडरशिप स्टाइल. नाउ द नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट, नेक्स्ट एंड लास्ट एलिमेंट ऑफ डायरेक्टिंग इज कम्युनिकेशन. सो आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ यू नो व्हाई कम्युनिकेशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट. सी, कम्युनिकेशन इज द बेस ऑफ एवरीथिंग. ए गुड कम्युनिकेशन इज द बेस ऑफ सक्सेस. Okay, why? Because what communication is in normal sense, if we see that communication is a transfer or exchange of ideas and information from sender to receiver or from the one person to another. That is communication. If any organization having a good communication system or good communication process, that organization will definitely work with very in a effective and efficient way. So let us understand what communication, what are the elements of communication. First of the thing is the element of communication is quite important. See, it includes, first it includes the sender. See, these are the important elements of communication. First is sender. Who is a sender? Sender is a person who conveys his message to other person. So sender is a person from the sender is a person, or you can say it is a kind of option from where the information arises. Okay, so first is sender. Next one is message. Now message is the content which is to be transferred. Okay, it can be content of ideas, feelings, suggestions, pictures, orders, or any other things. Okay, so it is a content which we gonna transfer, which we gonna exchange with the receiver. Next element is encoding. Now what is encoding? इसमें ध्यान दीजिएगा. Encoding is always done from sender side. Encoding is converting this content into understandable language. Okay, to convert them into symbols like words, pictures, gestures, etc. So it is a process of converting the message into communication symbols or understandable symbols. Next one is media. Now media is a path through which the information should be exchanged. That is media. And next one is decoding. And the media can be like face to face, over phone, or by writing the letters, or by internet, by messaging. So this is the media from which the information will be passed. Next one is decoding. Now decoding is done by the receiver. It is a process of converting the encoded symbols into understandable language. Okay, sender sends something by his by his thinking and all. Now the receiver has to decode his message, that what the sender want to say, what the sender want to communicate. So decoding is converting the encoded symbols of the sender. And next one is receiver. Now who is the receiver? The receiver is the person who received the communication, who received the information. So after receiver, there is a feedback. Now what is feedback? Okay, some person calls other person, and when he says hello, and when he get the answer, and when he get the replies hello, this is known as feedback. Now feedback is very much necessary, because feedback ensures that the person understood your language, or understood the information which you wanted to communicate. And next one is noise. Noise is an element. Noise is a disturbance or obstruction or hindrances in the communication. These are the various problems which causes different type of hindrances or hurdles in the process of communication. It comes under the noise. Or noise, there are some examples of noise are here. Ambiguous symbols that led to the faulty encoding. Okay, ऐसा कोई सिंबल जो समझ में नहीं आया और जिनका encoded नहीं हो सकता. A poor telephone connection, and inattentive listener. If the receiver is inattentive, he will not able to process the right feedback. So it comes under the noise. And next one is faulty decoding. If the receiver converted the encoded message in a wrong way or in wrong meaning, it is also comes under noise. And prejudice, obstructing the poor understanding of the message. Now this is thing, if the problem of the language, if the problem of the symbols which lead to the poor understanding of the message or incomplete understanding of the message, it also comes under the noise. So these are the elements of the communication. And yes, now let's see what are the various importance of communication. So कम्युनिकेशन इज़ वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट. हमें पता चल गया कम्युनिकेशन को इम्पॉर्टेंट. अगर हमारी कही हुई बात किसी को समझ में नहीं आती है तो वो अपनी बात समझ नहीं पाएगा, एंड ही कैन नॉट प्रोसेस द इंफॉर्मेशन इन अ राइटफुल मैनर. सो दैट व्हाट एग्जैक्टली कम्युनिकेशन इज़. So let us see some of the points of importance of communications. First one is communication act as a basis of coordination. Okay, if you want to develop the coordination among the departments have to exchange the information between them. And if this exchange of information is not done in a proper way, it means if they are not communicating with them in a proper way, or if they are not communicating with each other, it is not possible to maintain coordination among them. So coordination act as a basis of communication act as a basis of coordination. Next one is help in smooth working of enterprise. Okay, see, every decision of an organization is based on the proper information. Okay, so what managers do or what leaders do, maintains the cooperation among the employees, it maintains the coordination among the employees. So how this coordination will be maintained, how the cooperation will be maintained, it will be maintained through a proper communication channel. If the communication is not good, it is very difficult to maintain coordination. And if the coordination can be maintained in the organization, there will be chaos and there will be conflicts arise in the organization, and it will definitely affect the working of organization. So for the smooth working of an enterprise, a proper communication is needed. Okay, next one is act as a basis of decision making. The most important, how will you make the decision? You will make the decision on a proper information given by you. For example, suppose a marketing department has to make the decision that they have to decide the price of the product. So they will decide the price of the product on the relevant information which they are getting for the market. If they are not getting the relevant information, it is not possible for them to decide the price of the product. So yes, a relevant information or the proper information or the right information, it will definitely act as a basis of decision making. Okay, the good decisions are made on good information and right information. Next one is it increase managerial efficiency. How it increase the managerial efficiency? It's very common thing. See, a manager is having a lot of responsibilities. A manager is having a lot of issues regarding the jobs, regarding the various instruction, regarding the targets and all. So if the manager is getting the proper information and proper communication, it allows him to take proper decisions. Okay, it allows him to work properly with the employees. It allows him to maintain coordination. And if he is doing all such kind of things, if he is maintaining coordination, if he is passing the right information, if he is maintaining the cooperation among employees, it will definitely increase the efficiency. Okay, because the line is given here that communication lubricates the entire organization and keeps the organization and work at efficiency. So the thing is that. And next one is promote cooperation and industrial peace. Okay, so it's a common thing. Okay, if there is a two-way communication between the management and the workers, okay, बात कहाँ बिगड़ती है जहाँ बात नहीं होती है. So अगर वर्कर्स और मैनेजमेंट के बीच में प्रॉपर कम्युनिकेशन होता रहे, so it will definitely maintain harmony among the employees and harmony between the management and employees. So communication definitely promotes cooperation and industrial peace in the organization. And next one is establish effective leadership, because communication skills is one of the important skills for the leadership. So if a leader is a good communicator, he can definitely maintain the effective leadership, and he is able to influence the people at a very good level. So that are the importance of communication. And one more point is given here, it boosts morale and provides motivation. You can motivate any kind of person. You can motivate the employees or you can motivate the subordinates only when you are having good communication skills. Okay, so it boosts morale among the employees, and it provides the motivation to the employees. Next one is formal and informal communication. Now, what is formal and informal communications? Formal communication